The Monkey. The Monkey is the new film from Osgood Oz Perkins, son of Anthony Perkins, who we talked about recently in relation to Longlegs. First appeared on screen as the young Norman Bates in Psycho 2, and most recently had a sort of horror hit with Longlegs. The Monkey is based on a short story by Stephen King that first appeared in Gallery magazine in 1980 and then was in the 1985 collection Skeleton Crew. And I know that you, like me, are a Stephen King fan.
Yeah, and his short stories are very successful.
Some of the best stuff he's done. So the story, which obviously takes a lead from The Monkey's Paw, because if you know anything about Stephen King, you'll know that he he views The Monkey's Paw as one of the archetypal horror stories. In his story, a man, Hal Shelburne, is haunted by the spectre of a wind-up cymbal banging monkey. And as a kid, every time the monkey banged the cymbal, something terrible happened. And then in later life, the monkey, which he threw down a well because he was scared of it, returns, and then he tries with his son Petey to dispose of it. So that story was actually adapted as a, inverted commas, long short film by Spencer Sherry a few years ago under the scheme that King has had for a long time called the Dollar Baby Scheme, which is for $1, you could option certain of his short stories on the basis that the film was never shown for profit. It was to encourage young talent. And then one of the conditions was you had to, at the end, present a physical copy that King could then keep, and you weren't ever allowed to profit from it. Apparently, the story of the monkey had been optioned at one point by Frank Darabont, Shawshank Redemption Frank Darabont, but then the rights lapsed. So now a feature film by Oz Perkins, James Wan producing through his Atomic Monster banner. Very different to the story. Apparently, when Perkins was first approached, they came to him with a script which he said was very serious, and he said, "I told them this doesn't work for me. The thing with this toy monkey is that the people around it all die in insane ways." This is the director speaking. "So I thought, well, I'm an expert on that. Both my parents died in insane headline-making ways. I spent a lot of my life recovering from tragedy and feeling quite bad. But it all seemed inherently unfair. You personalize the grief. Why is this happening to me? But now I'm older, you realize this stuff happens to everyone. Everyone dies, sometimes in their sleep, sometimes in insane ways, but everyone dies. And I thought maybe the best way to approach that insane notion is with a smile." Now, the reason I read that quote in full is that it is probably the best description of particularly why The Monkey is what it is as a film, but also why a certain section of horror films can be life-affirming even when they are extremely violent. And this is extremely violent. This is super splattery horror comedy, very, very different to Longlegs, different in tone to King's short story, with which it takes great liberty. So Theo James is both Hal and Bill Shelburne, twin brothers this time. They encounter the monkey, which has a drum, not a cymbal, for copyright reasons, as rival kids. They try to get rid of it. Now they have to face it again as adults. Here's the setup of the movie.
The coroner said it was an accident, but it was no accident. It was a monkey. When I was a kid, my twin brother and I found something that loved to kill. I did everything I could to make it go the fuck away. But it had other plans.
Hello, brother.
Bill.
The monkey that likes killing our family. It's back.
That gives you a flavour of it. So Perkins says that he describes it as cartoonish horror splatter in the manner of, well, actually, weirdly enough, he cites Death Becomes Her, the Robert Zemeckis film, and then also cites Richard Donner, who made The Omen, and John Landis, who made American Werewolf, as the patron saints of the film, alongside Chuck Jones, the animator Chuck Jones, for the kind of slapstick animation. I would add to that list Sam Raimi, who's the godfather of the kind of Three Stooges, blood and guts for custard pies horror in The Evil Dead. And I think a bit of Peter Jackson's Brain Dead. This is a riot of a film, and I pretty much enjoyed every moment of it. It is extremely gory, but in a cheerful, comedic, slapstick, not cruel way. No, it is. I mean, we often talk about what you get from horror, and it's, I think there is a celebratory side to it. The BBFC rated this 18 for darkly comic horror which features bloody killings with gory details, which is quite right. The first sort of publicity about it was in the US. The distributors tried to buy advertising slots for it on television, and they were rejected by all the TV networks. The network standards and practices thing said they objected to pretty much every scene in the spot. So Stephen King really likes. I mean, I know Stephen King's obviously got something invested in this, but Stephen King has really liked it. He has said, "I'm going to birdsong Stephen King." He said, "You've never seen anything like The Monkey. It's bat insane." And as someone who has indulged in battery from time to time, I say that with admiration. The thing is, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was funny. I thought the splattery gore was very splattery and very gory and laugh out loud funny. But it's also creepy because the drum banging monkey is a creepy thing.
Yeah,
and
very scary.
I mean, there's something about wind up toys that is just really kind of gets under your skin. And we'll talk about this later on in the show anyway. But I enjoyed it hugely, and I sat watching it with a big grin on my face, and all through the explosions of gore, it was great. But I really liked the fact that Oz Perkins talked about the way in which, he was using this horror as a way of kind of addressing the craziness and the randomness of tragedy in life, and saying with that thing that I thought was lovely. In the end, I thought the best way to approach that insane notion that everyone dies is with a smile. And that's what The Monkey does. And I smiled all the way through it.